A major update in the case of a vibrant young teacher with everything to look forward to. Found dead with more than 20 unusual stab wounds in her own kitchen. Her death ruled a suicide, raising confounding questions for years. Now, the prospect of a federal investigation that could change everything.
My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere.
Is this a house or apartment?
Oh no! Oh no!
A broken latch, a pool of blood, and more than 20 knife wounds.
There's a knife sticking out of her heart.
Oh, she stabs herself?
Ellen Greenberg was found dead by her fiancé in the kitchen of their Philadelphia apartment in 2011. The medical examiner initially ruled the 27-year-old's death a homicide before switching to suicide.
Philadelphia is calling this a suicide just does not add up.
This is an unusual case because there were mistakes from the very beginning. I have investigated stabbing suicides in my career, but I've never seen anyone stab themselves in the back.
The case at the time shut without further investigation, leaving more questions than answers. What do you think happened to your daughter?
I don't know what happened to her. It's so painful and so crushing.
For 15 long years, her parents, Sandee and Josh Greenberg, have made it their life's work to fight to get their daughter's gruesome death reinvestigated.
We haven't mourned.
It's been a long, layered process. It's like an onion. There's still more layers.
Now, renewed hope. Sources telling ABC News that federal authorities have opened an investigation into Ellen's case. What was your reaction when you first heard that there would be a potential new federal investigation?
We were thrilled, and I'm optimistic. Gotta have patience because I want to see this through, and I believe we will at some point.
My reaction into learning that there is probably a federal probe into Ellen's murder was delight, absolute delight. The prospects of getting justice for Ellen have now astronomically increased, particularly at the federal level, given their resources, given the quality of the lawyers and the investigators with the FBI that likely would be involved in this.
Sources also tell ABC News several subpoenas have been issued. It's the latest twist in Ellen's case, recently chronicled in the Hulu docuseries Death in Apartment 603. What happened to Ellen Greenberg?
It is our responsibility to Ellen to find out the truth.
Piecing together what may have happened that fateful night.
I think raising awareness of all of the inconsistencies and the flaws in the investigation was really the overarching goal.
Ellen's former fiancé, Sam Goldberg, who has never been considered a suspect in the case, declining to answer questions in the streets of New York City.
Sam, do you have any comments regarding the recent update in your ex-fiancé's case? Just want to hear your side of the story, Sam. Anything to say?
We would like to invite Sam Goldberg and his relatives to contribute and come forward.
It was January 26, 2011, and the city of Philadelphia was hunkering down amidst a snowstorm. Ellen, a school teacher, was working on her students' grades in the apartment she shared with her fiancé, Sam Goldberg.
What we know is Sam Goldberg left the apartment at approximately 4:50 p.m. Per him, Ellen is alive and well and inside of that apartment. He is gone for give or take 38 and a half to 40 minutes at the gym and the lobby area, which you can see on CCTV.
Sam says he goes back to their apartment to find it locked, latched from the inside. He texts Ellen multiple times to let him in, and after making trips to the front desk, he says he breaks down their front door, where he finds Ellen slouched over on their kitchen floor.
Oh my God, she stabbed herself.
Where?
She fell on a knife. Oh no, her knife's sticking out.
What?
There's a knife sticking out of her heart.
Oh, she stabbed herself?
I guess so. I don't know where she fell on it. I don't know.
Ellen had 20 knife wounds to her chest, torso, and the back of her neck. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
After Sam spoke with the detectives, they believed that Ellen was experiencing mental health issues. So instead of investigating this, they call it a suicide on scene.
When this horrific event took place, The whole world kind of went dark for Josh and I.
We don't believe this was a suicide.
Right.
This is the farthest thing from our mind.
The day after Ellen's death, with the green light from police, the apartment was deep cleaned by professional crime scene cleaners. But then, the day after that, the medical examiner ruled her death a homicide. He also noted bruising on her body in various stages of healing, raising even more questions.
So there's an interesting period where the police and the medical examiner actually clash, and they don't agree, which is unusual, and they clash publicly.
Police told me the scene was carried as a suicide that night because Sam had stayed on the scene and was cooperative. There were no signs of an intruder in the apartment, and Ellen didn't have any defensive wounds on her body.
Once the medical examiners ruled this a homicide, it's like, whoa, go back and investigate. Too late. We allowed the crime scene to be cleared. I'm not talking residential cleaners. I'm talking crime scene cleaners.
Police never named any suspects, and Sam Goldberg was never accused of foul play. Weeks later, a shocking development. The medical examiner does a 180, publicly declaring Ellen's death a suicide. The decision came after a closed-door meeting with members of multiple agencies, including the police.
I was so devastated and so distraught.
Suicide is not a crime in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. In other words, there is no investigation. They're done. I think Ellen was murdered.
And so, in your scenario, somebody got away with murder.
That's what I believe.
Years go by and Ellen's story starts to fade from public view until the Greenbergs meet a veteran state trooper turned private investigator named Tom Brennan.
He started reviewing things, and he took papers home and things we gave him that we had, and he came back and said, something's wrong here. This is not right.
After years of investigation, Tom felt it was time to go to the media. That's where the reporting by Stephanie Farr comes in, an investigative journalist with the Philadelphia Inquirer.
It was extremely well read. It generated a ton of interest on social media, from reader emails, and also in the true crime community.
But what gets me is the physical evidence. She has stab wounds.
Her case has been plagued with investigative failures. If you're just beginning to play along,
the case took a very strange and unexpected turn.
That just do not seem to align with suicide.
And it really just sort of snowballs into eventually this lawsuit demanding that the city change their designation from suicide to either homicide or undetermined.
With Ellen's case gaining traction in the court of public opinion, the Greenbergs filed 2 lawsuits, one of them alleging a conspiracy involving the medical examiner's office and the Philadelphia Police Department's deeply botched investigation.
Raise your right hand, please.
During the deposition, the original medical examiner on the case testified that the police gave him information that led him to believe Ellen died by suicide, including that the building security guard witnessed her fiancé, Sam Goldberg, breaking down the front door to find Ellen. But that claim later refuted by CCTV footage showing Sam going up to the apartment alone around that time.
There was a report that said I escorted Sam to the unit. When I learned that, I was really upset. I'm not allowed to leave the post other than for law enforcement. It's real simple.
In Sam's 2 interviews with investigators, he never expressly states that anyone was with him when he broke in. However, while the police report doesn't mention that anyone was with Sam, the medical examiner's report does. And that's the report that Dr. Osborne used to determine Ellen's manner of death.
Sam Goldberg did not respond to ABC News' request for comment, but in a statement to CNN in December of 2024, he said in part, "When Ellen took her own life, it left me bewildered. Mental illness is very real and has many victims." And just this past February, another stunning development. Just as a judge cleared the way for the lawsuits to go to trial, the Greenbergs' attorney says the medical examiner struck a deal. According to court documents, Dr. Marlon Osborne signed a statement saying, "I have become aware of additional information. It is my professional opinion Ellen's manner of death should be designated as something other than suicide." Just days later, yet another bombshell. The city settling both lawsuits.
The Greenbergs settled with the city of Philadelphia, but part of that agreement was that the city would expeditiously reopen and re-examine the investigation.
But in October of last year, a devastating blow for Sandee and Josh. Philadelphia's medical examiner's office once again ruling Ellen's death a suicide and concluding that while the distribution of injuries is admittedly unusual, the fact remains that Ellen would be capable of inflicting these injuries herself. What was your reaction to the 32-page report?
I was kicked in the stomach pretty much and dumbfounded, and I couldn't talk for 2 days and I couldn't read it.
The docuseries itself was part of the materials the current medical examiner said she reviewed for her new report. In her review, Dr. Linsey Simon writes that she discovered 3 additional stab wounds and 20 more bruises than originally recorded.
Well, if that doesn't demonstrate more in support of a homicide, I'm not quite sure what will be.
Dr. Simon also writing that her decision to keep Ellen's death classified as a suicide was based on several points, including that there were no signs of an intruder, no defensive wounds, but also in part due to Ellen's struggles with anxiety, stating Ellen had an increase in energy to act on her anxious thoughts due to a change in medication.
She is not a psychiatrist. Who is she to know what was going on in my daughter's brain at the time?
As for the prospect of a new federal investigation, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania said it can neither confirm nor deny the existence of an investigation. The Pennsylvania Attorney General and DA's office did not respond to ABC News' request for comment. The Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office and Dr. Marlon Osborne both also declined to comment. And the Philadelphia Police Department said it does not comment on ongoing legal matters. Ellen's parents are holding on to hope and say they are not giving up. What inspires you? I mean, how do you keep your spirits up in this fight?
I'm Ellen's father.
I'm Ellen's mother.
That says it right there.
Very simple.
For much more on this story, watch Death in Apartment 603. What happened to Ellen Greenberg? Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.